Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Curse of Oak Island. Team asks if Templar Knights and Vikings both built 13th century structures on island. The Curse of Oak Island team learned that 3 stone monuments on the island were built in the 13th century, and the likely builders were the Templar Knights. In another twist on this theory, a chance find of an artifact left the team wondering if the Knights had help from the Vikings. Last week, the Lagina brothers asked archaeoastronomer Professor Adriano Gaspani to follow up his previous work on Nolan's Cross by examining 2 more stone monuments. Gaspani examined the positioning of the stone cairns on Lot 15 and the stone triangle on the southern beach, and confirmed they were built in alignment with the stars, moon, and sun. The professor declared that he was 100% sure the stone cairns were built in 1250 AD, and last year he claimed Nolan's Cross was constructed in 1200 AD. Gaspani said that the know-how to create these structures could only come from someone with a knowledge of navigation, astronomy, and geometry. The builders created these codified stone monuments to act as pointers for only a select few. Only the Templar Knights would have the ability to build such structures on 13th century Oak Island. The academic further argued that such know-how would only exist at that time amongst religious, monastic, or knightly orders, and at that time in the 13th century, the Order of the Templar Knights was the most powerful. Following on from the professor's work, the guys sent in Gary Drayton to check the area around the stone cairns for metal artifacts. Gary found a lead strip that looked to be decorated, one he suspected was medieval. This artifact was handed over to archaeometallurgist Emma Culligan to ascertain its chemical composition and determine if it matched any other artifacts from the island. Unfortunately, this led to more questions than answers. The piece in question resembled another twisted lead artifact previously unearthed on Lot 13. That artifact was determined to have originally come from Scandinavia. So Gary, having been sent to look for Templar artifacts, may have found a Viking one instead. Oak Island historian Doug Crowell pointed out that the only group of Europeans that are known to have definitely traveled to America before Columbus were the Vikings. They sailed there around the time the Templars were at their most powerful during the 13th century. Perhaps they knew each other, suggested Doug, implying there may have been a collaboration between the two medieval groups. Oak Island team excavated the tunnel at the bottom of the garden shaft. Also, on last night's show, the guys finally uncovered the tunnel at the bottom of the garden shaft. They unearthed a series of wooden rounded beams of differing sizes. These beams appeared to be cut by hand, meaning they were likely older than the 19th century, when mechanical tools for cutting wood became the norm. Roger Fortin estimated the tunnel was about 5 feet wide. The team will get this wood tested to find out exactly what time period it came from, but they are pretty sure it is original depositor work. They are increasingly hopeful that a vast treasure lies at the end of this tunnel. The Curse of Oak Island has long been a magnet for mystery enthusiasts and treasure hunters, and the questions it raises have only grown more complex over the years. Among the most tantalizing of these questions is whether the 13th century structures on the island could have been the handiwork of not just one, but 2 of history's most enigmatic groups, the Templar Knights and the Vikings. This intriguing hypothesis suggests a confluence of 2 powerful and secretive forces converging on a remote North Atlantic island, each leaving their indelible mark. The island's allure began with the infamous Money Pit, a seemingly bottomless pit believed to hold untold riches and secrets. Over centuries, numerous expeditions have tried and failed to unlock its depths. But beyond the pit, the island itself is dotted with remnants of ancient constructions, stone roads, fortifications, and other inexplicable structures. These vestiges suggest a much older, richer history than previously imagined. The theory posits that the Templar Knights, fleeing persecution in the early 14th century, could have found refuge on Oak Island. Their dissolution by Pope Clement V in 1312 left many Templars homeless, and legends abound of their treasure-laden ships sailing to unknown destinations. Oak Island, with its secluded location and strategic position off the coast of Nova Scotia, would have been an ideal hideaway. There they could have constructed fortifications and hidden their treasures away from the prying eyes of European powers. Knights Templar were known for their architectural prowess. They built grand fortresses, churches and commanderies across Europe and the Holy Land. On Oak Island, discoveries such as the mysterious stone triangle, cross-shaped formations, and the famed Nolan's Cross, a formation of large boulders forming a perfect cross, hint at Templar influence. These structures suggest a deep understanding of geometry and sacred symbolism, hallmarks of Templar construction. Yet the plot thickens with the suggestion that the Vikings might have also played a role. Viking exploration of North America is well documented, with the Norse settlement at Lance aux Meadows in Newfoundland, dating back to around 1000 AD. It's entirely plausible that Norse explorers could have ventured further south, discovering Oak Island centuries before Columbus's voyages. The Vikings were skilled seafarers and builders, capable of constructing robust, enduring structures. Evidence of Norse presence could intertwine with Templar constructions, creating a unique blend of medieval architecture. Proponents of this theory point to various artifacts found on the island. Norse-style iron artifacts, such as a rusted sword and a small stone with runic carvings, have surfaced, suggesting Viking activity. These findings, while not conclusive, add weight to the possibility that Vikings explored or even settled on the island, potentially leaving behind their tools and cultural imprints. Furthermore, the island's history of excavations reveals layers of human activity spanning centuries. Excavators have unearthed wooden platforms, coconut fiber, not native to the region, and intricate flood tunnels designed to protect the money pit's contents. Such sophisticated engineering implies knowledge and resources beyond the capabilities of early settlers. The convergence of Viking and Templar technologies could explain these anomalies, merging Norse craftsmanship with Templar ingenuity. Critics argue that the evidence is circumstantial and fragmented. The artifacts could be remnants of later European visitors, and the stone formations might be natural or coincidental. However, the synchronicity of these findings with historical timelines keeps the theory alive. The idea that Oak Island was a medieval hub of clandestine activity, with Vikings and Templars collaborating or coexisting, adds an extraordinary layer to its already rich lore. Exploring this theory also raises questions about the interactions between the Vikings and Templars. Were they aware of each other's presence on the island? Did they cooperate, or did they merely coexist, separated by time and circumstance? Historical records are silent on such encounters, but the tantalizing possibility invites endless speculation. Perhaps the Vikings, with their legendary prowess and warrior culture, and the Templars, with their wealth and secrecy, found common ground on this isolated speck of land. The Curse of Oak Island team continues to unearth clues, meticulously piecing together the island's storied past. Each discovery, from ancient tools to enigmatic inscriptions, adds depth to the narrative. The search is not just for treasure, but for the truth about those who walked the island before them. Could the structures be the last vestiges of a forgotten alliance between two of history's most fascinating groups?